All right, I think I'm live now. I'm so sorry, you guys. I had some things that I had to do, and I was planning to come live, but it just didn't pan out. And so I'm going to attempt to have the conversation that I was going to have earlier. My name is Larry D. Reid, and I am the host of Larry Reid Live. I want to be Larry Reid Live. Whoa, 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 whoa. So you may not know my theme song, but that's sort of how it sounds. Shout out to Travis Malloy with your shady self. But I'll talk to you later. But anyway, take a moment right now, hit like and hit share, and make sure you do not miss the show on Monday nights. That's right. We had a show last night. If last night was Monday. Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's done from my set. But right now I'm sitting in my room. I only got about 15, 20 minutes because I got some stuff I got to go and do. And if you are in the Atlanta area and you have not bought your tickets to the play, there's a whole lot of us social media influencers is going to be in a play on Saturday, 2 shows, matinee and nighttime. Should be on my page somewhere. Go and get your ticket and I see it there. I want to talk to you about something. I watched the video. I watched it twice. And came into some information. So I'm going to do commentary on that. Let me start this by saying I do not have all of the proper knowledge that I need as relates to politics, politicians, the Constitution, and things of that nature. But I am going to commentate on what I've informed myself concerning. Now, this is the question. Will Donald Trump concede? And the answer right now is no. And we do not know if that is going to happen. Now, if he's not going to concede, what does that mean? Will he be sworn in at the first of the year as the president? Is that at all possible? And from what I have heard and a little Googleations, more so hearing from a conversation that Van Jones done with TED Talk and really relying and commentating on that video is basically what I'm doing. It looks as though that is a possibility. Slim, but it is a possibility. And so I want to sort of to cause you to understand how that can transpire. How can Donald Trump become or remain rather the president of the United States? And if he does, this is what I think. I think that he probably will be the last president as far as the way that the presidency has been ran and done from the 1800s all the way up until now. But let me explain that a little bit. First, I want to start with saying thank you to the patrons. If you are not a patron, you should be thinking about becoming a patron. There's so much information over there. I'm telling you, in about 90 days, whatever you pay to sign up as a annual, I think it's still 144. You sign up, you're going to make it with all of the stock tips and all of the information, the therapists and things that let you get your money back really, really quick. This Thursday, we're going to have a financial and real estate guru that's going to be with us talking about your credit cards, your trade lines, your revolving credit, your mortgage, your rent, and what things are going to look like for you in the future and how you can prepare yourself for the future. So you need to sign up. Under this video, the link is there. And I'm going to be posting it a few times while I am sitting right here with you. I'm going to go ahead and post it right now, the link to sign up and become a patron. Don't use your Facebook account to sign up. Go ahead and sign up right now and become a patron. And if at any time on this live today, you hear something that's like, you know what, I'm so glad that he came on today and shared this because I did not know. And that's what I'm going to be asking everybody to do, to share this live, because some of the information that's going to be shared, I know a lot of people do not know. So I want to make sure that everybody knows it. So we're going to be doing that here. All right. So let me go ahead and get into this conversation. Once again, I want to give the disclaimer. I do not know every darn thing. I only know what I have listened to and read, and I'm doing commentary on that. So if somebody else is dropping their, what is this you blocking? Okay, you're blocked. You're blocked. You're going to be dropping your information up in here. Anybody going to your mess? All right, so let's go ahead and have this conversation. So Will the president concede? As of right now, he is not going to. By now, any other president would have conceded. Let me tell you what the reasons that the Republican Party, and I'm saying the Republican Party, but this is not all Republicans that are saying this, because there's some Republicans that actually voted for Joe Biden. And I believe every year there are Democrats that vote for the Republican candidate, and there are Republicans that will vote for the Democratic candidate, because it's a matter of who this person is, not only what they're saying they're going to do once they get into office. And because of that, I think we make a mistake when we categorize all Republicans this way and all Democrats that way, because I don't really think that we should do that, because I think everybody makes the decision according to whatever they feel and whatever they think. And they also look at that person's character and how trustworthy they are to do what they say. That's number one. But let me say this. When a candidate, Republican or Democratic, they fail to win the popular vote. What is the popular vote? Me and you go to the what's the face and we vote. Well, this year the big thing was mail-in. And I actually had already ordered my absentee ballot and it came back, but I ended up going and voting instead in person on actual November the 3rd. But whatever way you cast your vote is the popular vote. Just think of it like this. Which candidate is the most popular with the people? Which candidate the most people want to become the next president? So I always thought for many years prior to doing this job, I started doing this job in 2015. Here it is, 2020. Before then, I didn't even have the knowledge that I needed. And I don't mind confessing it. I didn't have the knowledge that I needed. I thought whoever got the most votes, they become the president, but that's not the case. Thank you so much, Renee, for sending that donation. That's not the case. So we saw this last year. We've seen this before. We're paying attention, but clearly I won't. How the last election, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, if I'm not mistaken, but she did not win the Electoral College vote. In this situation, we have it as that Donald Trump has lost the popular vote. Now, of course, this is what you're hearing on TV. This is what you can hear Republicans say. This is what you can hear Donald Trump say, that's not true. It's not true. We did not lose the popular vote. The reality is the mail-in votes is making me lose and making it appear as though Biden is more popular and he's winning the popular vote. But these votes are not legit. You're going to hear them say all sorts and different types of things, as they should. If you don't want to lose, you come up with all different kinds of ways and whatever you think that the reason why you are losing. And he ain't the first president to do that, but he is the first president to do what I'm about to say. So as things stand now, apparently or allegedly, Donald Trump has lost the popular vote. In addition to that, he has lost the Electoral College votes. He had like 215, I think, or 14. And Biden, I mean, they're jumping it from 252 to 270. Right now, he has both the popular and the electoral vote. Like 76 million people have said they want him to be president. About 71 have said they want Donald Trump to be the president. Now, he can fail to win the popular vote and the electoral vote and then refuse to concede and still be sworn in as the American president. Now, let's sit with that. I'm going to say it one more time. He can lose the popular vote. He can lose the Electoral College vote, refuse to concede, and still become the president, be sworn in first of the year. Now, let me tell y'all this. Now, if you're on Patreon, you already know about this, but I think I shared this out here of a vision that I had. I had this vision back in October or September. And in this vision, Donald Trump was sitting at this huge desk. It looked like to be the Oval Office desk. And he was sitting face fixed forward with a pen in his hand. And Joe Biden began to make these big circles around him and began to run very quickly to the point to where I could not even see him. And he got closer and closer in on the president. But the president, when he looking at him running, nothing, he was focused fixed forward. And I began to explain how it said to me that it looked as though that Biden was going to look as though that he is losing and close in on Donald Trump, close in tight on him, and also the Democratic Party versus the Republican Party. And I said, but something concerning, it looked like they're going to be something that Donald was going to be doing concerning court or concerning the Electoral College or something. And folk up in the comments, a few people saying, well, of course, dummy, the Electoral College is what determined the presidency. This is in Patreon. And I said, yeah, I know that. I'm just telling you what I feel, what I sense. Well, now we know that the Electoral College, it don't stop with the Electoral College. It does. They really aren't the decision makers as it relates to how our Constitution and all of the other pieces of the law are worded. There's so many loopholes. And because of that, you can lose the popular vote like Donald Trump has, allegedly. You can lose the Electoral College vote like Donald Trump has, allegedly, and just refuse to concede. And doing that creates an entirely different process. Now, this is where we get into some things that are very interesting, because prior to that vision, I had a vision when someone was asking me who can be the president. I couldn't see nobody. Only thing I could see was an outline of Donald Trump because my gift force was sight, but all I could see was this other system that was in working. Now, that was the first vision. Then the next one about Biden circling him. Then another one about this big eagle pulling this rat up out of the earth. And we're debating whether this rat is Donald Trump or is it as well China. The eagle, of course, we know there's America and the system that America is. And we're breaking that down in Patreon. That's why you need to come over there and become a part of Patreon. You see so many different visions that foretell the future, that foretell the moves in the stock market, that predict what's going to happen. And we're not trying to predict, but if we receive a word from the Lord and it is predictive and it tells about the future, then what we're supposed to do with that? And does that like it don't exist? No, we're going to tell it. So that's what we're doing over there. So I want you guys to become a part over there and sign up for a year and stick with me. And remember, if you're watching this and you're enjoying it on any level of learning, make sure you hit that Cash App. All right. All right. So because he refused to concede, now there is a whole different process that's into play. And it's a lot of this stuff, none of this stuff I knew, but always felt. And when I look at that vision, I talked about the system, not just the government. It's like something that the government sits in that is puppeteered. And it can be by those 12 rich families. It could be, but I don't know. But it's something else. So he lost the popular vote, allegedly. He lost the electoral vote, allegedly. Now he's refusing to accept the vote count. And it starts with that. And we saw this in other elections, a refusal to accept the vote count. But the difference here with Donald Trump and his administration, he is filing lawsuits, which is proper sequence of events, but he's doing the lawsuits to throw out the mail-in vote. Now, let me make sure I'm clear on this. I don't think everybody's clear on this, because I think they just feel like he's just filing court papers because he's mad that he lost. No, he is raising a question mark over a democratic process. When I say democratic, I'm not talking about the party, I'm talking about democracy. How America is, how we go about doing our business. He's throwing a question mark over that. So he's going to the courts to basically say, okay, stop the vote count. That's what he wants. Stop the vote. And then I want you to totally 86 the mail-in vote, because that is how Biden is winning if these numbers are true. And if what we are counting as votes are legit. Then he's going to probably, but we'll see how far it gets. But by him not conceding this to me, that he's going to go the other route and he's going to play the Trump card, because he does not take losing proper, and he does not like to lose. So he's going to go the loophole route. If he doesn't, I'll be surprised. Right now, he's already what I saw in the vision. He is sitting there focused forward. He's not making no decision, and he's focused on his goal. And I think his goal at this time is to work the loophole. I could be totally wrong, but it looks like to me that's what he's doing right now. And eventually what he would do is to begin through the courts now to demand the states to not certify the election itself. Is this possible, Larry Reid? Yeah, this can happen. Working courts. And then start working the government. Come up with their own electoral college and say, okay, let us be the electors for the Republican Party states, because at this time now they're in the House of Representatives and they're before then and they're fighting their case. And when it gets to the House of Representatives, they're there now with the House of Representatives. At that point, it can, if it gets to that level, it's as if the election never happened now. And now the House of Representatives can totally ignore the entire process and choose to vote. And in that situation, the Republican Party has, because although they have more states we have more states that are in America, which means representatives in the House. And I know you're thinking probably, well, there are more people that live in Democratic areas. Yeah, but there are more Republican states. And so now these representatives, they can really vote and choose Donald Trump as the president. And he will be sworn in January. That's the loophole. And how do you go about things he must do in order to get this process going? And he's doing number one is credit the results in the media. And he's been doing that through Fox and through everything else and social media. And now they got this app Parley, and they over there all supporters of Trump. And they're comparing votes. Of course, you're talking here. Some are Trumpers, some are Biden people, Bidenites. And that's the plan. Now, the thing he has not done, but he sort of did blow a dog whistle to this, is to take streets like we saw during the Breonna Taylor, during the George Floyd, is to get his protesters out, making a ruckus. Everybody, a national refusal to accept the election results. And he can grab the power that day. And the only thing that can change this is that he stands up and do what is not written in the Constitution. This is nothing, this got to be changed. Because whoever the fathers or whoever the powers that be never wrote concession as a mandate into the books. It's just something that everybody has done once the votes were counted. I mean, he had some folk that fought and went to the courts and different stuff. We saw that in 2000. But eventually what happened, Al Gore said, all right, Bush, you can have it. Although with 537 votes, I think it was, they found out had been miscounted, which was in favor of Bush. He still could have fought that because it's razor thin close. But he just done what a noble, proper guy would do and say, okay, it is what it is. And conceded. But that is not something that you have to do. Right now, Donald Trump is the most powerful man in the country and in his most powerful state ever. I know he may have lost, allegedly or apparently, the electoral or the popular vote, but he has the power card right now. And that is called concession or not. Either he's going to concede or not. And if he don't concede, we basically all just got to sit back and just watch this fight go down. Now, this is the terrible thing about it, because Donald Trump doing that really creates an energy in our country. And this is what I feel. Maybe I believe in the best of our country, but whether you're Republican or Democratic, don't nobody want to see our country tore apart. And if he continued to fight like this, and it becomes like a Donald Trump and his people against the established system, this is going to be all kind of ugly. I done told y'all when white folk fight, it get ugly. I mean, the white folk came, they dragged us from over here in Africa, came over here and killed and tricked the Indians and took over and set up their own white European space here in America. You don't fool up with white folk that's fighting and want something. So if the established system and Donald Trump start fighting each other and the white folk come in the street, like in my neighborhood on the 35 houses out here behind this here gate, and everybody is white except me. And I seen most of everybody in here have Biden signs in their yards, but some ain't got none. And I believe that some that ain't got none is Trumpers. If they start fighting, do you know, I'm going to keep my black buns. I'm going to keep my happy, holy hips in the house, locked up in my doors with all my guns sitting around, and put salt at every entrance, at every entrance. I don't want them coming up here because white folk get to fight and you get out the way. All you colors that's out there listening to me right now, brown people, if they start fighting each other, you shut up, go in your house, and don't say nothing. Because white folk get to fight and killing folk and take over from power structure. It's terrible. It's horrendous. But I don't think nobody, Democratic or Republican, want to see our country torn in pieces. And that's what will happen if Trump does not concede. Because according to the numbers, what I keep seeing in the main state, but it's also the state where they're trying to say there was some voter fraud, that he needed to win to block Trump from the presidency was Pennsylvania, and his lead keeps growing. So aside from his concession, that's really the only other thing that can stop this is if after all the votes are counted, and they can't prove voter fraud in the state or at the state level, is that Biden wins by a landslide or massively, whatever massive is, because that's relative. And if he does that, what you will end up seeing is the people at the top in the Republican Party, because Donald Trump is their candidate, you'll start seeing them, all right now, Donald, go ahead on and concede because you really done lost this here. And you should see them begin to pull back. But what happens if those that are in power at the top in the party stand behind Donald Trump? And right, because right now they're telling him, go to the court, get the recount. But at what point do they say, okay, Donald, now it's time for you to concede, you've lost? If they don't do that, you're going to see the Republican Party split because it's already sort of happening. Some of the Republicans are now, okay, some of the things you said at your last speech, Donald, this is raising a question mark over our democracy and over America. That's not good. You shouldn't have said the mess that you said. So we're already starting to see some kind of split amongst the Republican Party because with their candidates, some of them is sick of the trumpet, the presbutane, not president, businessman, entertainer. So this is very interesting. So how can Donald Trump remain the president? By not conceding, as well as all these other things that I mentioned, and work that loophole and get in front of the House of Representatives and work that thing in a way to where make this whole election disappear and it's on them. I don't know if the Supreme Court would do that. I think he'll exhaust them. But then again, we don't know. He'll exhaust everything possible before he give up that seat. And it's very possible, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear me. Nobody can say it's not possible because we don't know. He can very well remain the president of the United States. Now, all of y'all that was talking about Paula White's rickety tickety tangle, rickety tickety tangle, tangle rickety rickety tangle tangle, victory on the left, victory on the left, victory in my hairline. I mean, I'm just let me quit. But I don't know why your hair not growing, Paula. It's been the same length for a long time. You're a white woman. Your hair's supposed to grow all the time. Rickety, rickety, rankety. Rickety, rickety, rankety. Victory on the left or victory on the right. Rickety, rankety, rankety, poopity, dippity, boppity, do. Now, somebody's saying it's not possible. It is possible. Come on, he cannot. It's not true. Yes, it is. Let me ask y'all this. How you think Trump got in that seat? Have you thought, you know one thing about money? Power? You know one thing about the families that run this country that are filthy rich, about 12 of them? All right. You can keep saying it's not possible, but according to the Constitution and the loopholes that there, it is possible. Maybe you be saying it's not likely. Okay, I can go with you saying it's not likely. Okay, I can go with that. But saying that it's not possible, oh, it's possible. This is 2020. I don't know if you looked around and looked it. What has not been possible is shown up. They said it was impossible for him to be the president, and he's the president. How's an entertainer with no background? We ain't never elected that before. Bam, president. It is possible. Now, if you say it's not likely, you're saying because there's not been any voter fraud. Well, we don't really know because, you know, we have elections before where dead folk was voting. I ain't talking about folk that died early up in the year. I'm talking about folk that died years ago. He's going to have to prove voter fraud. Absolutely, he's going to have to prove it. But listen, voter fraud has to also be disproven. There's the loophole. Y'all must don't know how courts work. I've been in there. Sometimes it ain't what about what you can prove. It's about, can you disprove? This is not over. It is absolutely not over. I'm believing for a for the and you're gonna, maybe I shouldn't say this, but it is. I would like for the Trump reign to be over. And let me tell you why. I just don't think he handled 2020 properly. It's simple as that. From a leadership standpoint, I don't think he handled 2020 properly. Plain and simple. He didn't get my vote last time. Hillary did. Hillary. And he didn't get my vote this time because of 2020. All right, go in to Reid. Watch the same video I watched by Van Jones. Do a couple of Googleizations and look. Watch and take in information from everywhere and see for yourself. And then y'all start doing the riggedy, tangly, riggedy, bobbly boot. But you do it for real. All you black, Nubian, Cushite, all of y'all, get on your face before the Lord and get an intercession and start putting this stuff in place. All right. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Let me see what y'all saying. Larry, you done woke up on the wrong side of the bed. You must have been talking to Bishop Jordan. You ain't gonna do my mentor. Don't you do that. And I ain't talk to him. You will not do my mentor and stay on this page. I will block you. To my talk, must have been talking to Bishop Jordan. Larry, you should study the Constitution before doing shows like this. You should study to be quiet and shut your mouth. You're not sitting here because you're not qualified or anointed enough to sit here and talk to thousands. So it's best for you just to sit here and shut up trying to critique what I'm doing. And I done told y'all at the top of this show, I am not a politician. I'm a commentator. I'm not even a political commentator. So you shut up. Nothing to do but take precautions and wear a mask. Absolutely, Tracy Wilson. What happened to Paula White? I don't even really know what he say. But was Paula White ever right? I don't know. I don't know ministry that well. So find all the shuts they want to find and one up and put it together. Okay, that's the LRL. Jarrell Bryant. We cannot afford civil unrest. We can't afford it. Somebody says, shut the hell up. No mandatory vaccine. Now, isn't that interesting about this vaccine thing by Pfizer? When I listened to what they were saying, and even the interview done with Sanjay, I think that's how you say his name. That's very interesting what they're saying. I hope that it is true, and I hope that it's long lasting. No, somebody saying that's all Van Jones is, a commentator. No, he's a political commentator, a lawyer. He worked in politics and in the White House itself and in government. No, you can't just water him down to a commentator. No, I'm a commentator and I commentate on many different topics. But Van Jones is much more than just he's a political commentator and has all of the workings that go with that to be a commentator. All right. Yeah. So y'all pray, because prayer changes things. I know that's the truth. If somebody said Van Jones is a lawyer, baby. Yeah, educate these people that's in these comments that ain't got good sense. Y'all run your mouth. Run your mouth, don't know what you're talking about. Now, I'm gonna tell you what we decided. No, I ain't gonna tell you in Patreon what we decided to invest in. It wasn't Pfizer, though. It was not Pfizer. I think Pfizer, that thing gonna dwindle out, possibly. Because we were looking at some other. I ain't gonna tell you the name of it. All right. All right. This is y'all days to get blocked. I see. Somebody said, please do the Paula White chant. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord. Right, Andries Kurtz. Somebody said, makes your visions make so much sense. And this is before all of this. It's like it's all playing out. Somebody said Biden is at 259. Okay, I know it was something that they're trying to drop him down to. Saying that he wasn't at 270 anymore. But I don't know if that's true. According to CNN, he's still at 270. Let me look and see if it's up here. Yeah, he's still winning. Well, that's the popular vote. Let me look and see. How many percent of the popular vote is in? Oh, no, Biden's at 279 and Trump is at 214 according to CNN. Okay. Oh, let me look over here. Let's see. He's still winning Arizona. Oh, shoot, by like 14,000 votes. Is that 14,000? He's winning by 4 million votes across the board ahead of what's her name. Oh, and only 95% of the popular vote in the U.S. is in. So we still got more. All right, they're still counting the votes. Google shows 290. Okay. Well, let's see. Who is Paula White threatening to expose? All of the peens she have gobbled, and all the peens that she know were gobbled. That's what she threatening. That's allegedly. I'm just saying that. I really don't know, but that's what I think. She know where all the bodies are laid. All and everybody's body. She knows where they are laid. So they ain't gonna bother her but so much. Yes, all of my glasses are prescribed. I don't have this, although it's fashionable. These are dope. Chroma Hearts. These are dope. And my Adidas and all that, but they're all legit glasses. Yeah. Oh, yes, the bread baskets have been split wide open, buttered, and cut and sliced and passed around the bodies of the Christ. And Paula White know exactly who did it, why, and where. Marcus Rogers and them are quoting these numbers. This is why people, oh, so some of y'all people in here quoting numbers over there from Marcus Rogers. Okay. Yvette said toasted too. Oh, yes, they have. Donald Trump will remain the president of the United States. This is what Benjamin Gamble says, that he will remain the president of the United States. Okay. Not knowing that vision, he was sitting in that seat. But I don't know. I don't know what that means. The vision after that, there was an eagle with symbol of the United States that swooped in the earth and poured up this rat. And that rat could be symbolic of China because it's going into the year of the metal rat. And also symbolic of the intelligence, cultural intelligence, and intelligence generally, which very well could be Donald Trump and his team. So just interesting. Do you think Jamal will do a sit down with Paula? If it get him social media clicks and likes, yep, he sure will. Kendall, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. We do not know that concerning Paula White's puss. We do not know if Paula White's puss is tied and through. We don't know. Should be though. After she married down there, that man in Florida, Randy White, God, but the Lord pray for him because he's about, according to his Twitterations and his IG, he is his old man. And then she went over there, Benny Hinn, and then now she with this country single or something. So she gets around. Yes, Jamal is a character. Larry for Press Butana. No, they can have that, but think it's a nice compliment. Yes, Jamal is a media whore. Yes, he's a media whore. And you know, if he was in media and in this world working, I mean, I wouldn't even have no problem with it. But the way that he plays it and the way that he maneuvers with it, he make it look like he really attracted and into this cause and story. But no, you just want clicks and likes and stay relevant. She was married to Randy, who we all like. Yeah, he was dope. All right. Associated Press shows 290. Okay. Shay Evans, ma'am, it doesn't matter if black people started the Republican Party because the party is not the same as it was back then. Do you understand? Anthony Daniels is getting somebody read in these comment section. He is tied. Whoever Shay Evans is, he has had it with you. Yes, I do know Bishop Harry Jackson passed away, and I do know that they are covering up the reason he died and trying to say it's cancer that he had fought and beat a long time ago. But I read an article that said he tested positive for COVID-19 the same week he died. His first test was negative, which is what his church is talking about. But the second test is negative. And I do have the clip from the article saying he died of COVID-19. You know, these church people, since Ken Burrell, is not going to tell the truth about COVID-19. You know, these people not going to tell the truth about their cancers since Eddie Long. He didn't tell the truth. You know, people are not going to say what their sickness is. They're not going to do it because they see it as the devil and the enemy winning. Yeah. Oh, my God. I don't believe Paula is stretched wide and high. She might be, though. I want to know if she baptized in Jesus' name, too. I don't know. Because some folk, they still wait for the baptism. I believe Jamal legitimately care about the cause. He's been fighting for black causes since he was a teenager. Okay. Now he was in the NAACP. And his daddy sort of had him tied up in that kind of going on. Let me see what this is here. Yeah! Oh, this is going to be the graphic on this after it's all said and done. Y'all see how Trump is sitting there with his arms folded behind that desk. Oh, I can't wait to put this on this video. Oh, my God. Somebody said she probably ain't baptized, period. Oh, God. Y'all ain't studying Larry get some elderberry. I'm so glad. No, catch a reloaded. You can't say that. We know that he didn't tell the truth when he was alive about whatever he had going on, but you can't put that on folk like that. You can't do that. I'm gonna take some black seed oil and some but I already know what's wrong. I got drainage from my sinuses. This time of year, it always happens. You can't say that. Somebody, he got that. We don't put that on folk over here. We don't play them games. We don't play with nobody putting that on nobody or sexuality or nothing. B12 don't do nothing to it. Oh no, here goes some elderberry right here. Some elderberry, some black seed oil. Am I out of black oil? It's a new one, so I just opened this up for black seed oil. Y'all better get her. Catch it. We got to drag you for a little bit because you can't do that over here. We ain't like them other YouTubes. We do not do that. Somebody said oregano oil. Okay, that's somebody trying to advertise their mess again. I have to keep blocking y'all niggas. Somebody said Biden is not winning. He's not. So what happens? How's this? Someone said, how many bottles of pills you got, Larry? I got a lot. A whole lot. I got a whole bunch of vitamins in here. I'm block this user. Derek Cooper said, great information today. Thanks. Okay, make sure you stop right on by that Cash App. I had to sit down, listen to that Van Jones video 3 times, and had to do a couple of Googleations. Thank you. Thank you so very much. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. Somebody said, no, Biden not winning. He won. So why is Google flagging me? Probably because I made mention about Donald Trump remaining the president. It looks as though Facebook, Google and Twitter must be pro-Biden. They 3,000 something of y'all watching me in the middle of the day between Facebook and YouTube, and it but 267 likes. Can y'all please hit that like button, please? Yeah, somebody said Larry throwing a block party. I sure am. Somebody said Trump will be the last president. Somebody said you have bad drainage. It's this time of the year. It happens around about February and August. If I can make it through February, September, October, usually I make it pretty good, but it got hold of me. Thank you so much, Blue Sophisticated, for hitting the like. Media does not call presidents. Janelle May, they always have. Always have. Go back and study. They always have called it. And when they say call, let me say what I called it. They announce it. That's how the world finds out. Okay. That's nothing new. That's just that messaging playing with y'all. That's what that is. Sinus and allergy meds with Benadryl. I don't like taking Benadryl. It makes me way too drowsy. Fox is cutting away from him and his people, which is a great sign. Let me tell you why it's a great sign. Because what you don't want to see happen, you don't want to see the Republican Party split. You don't want to see that. You want to see the Republican Party collectively say, like Karen Clark said, I'm sorry, Donald. It's your time. That's what you want to see them do. So that he's left out by himself. He's still dangerous because he got some people that's submitted and committed to him that's out their whole mind. But you don't want to see the Republican Party get behind him because you can have a split in our country and we're going to end up with an environment and climate that's not going to be good for none of us. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you later on. Share this broadcast so everybody can have this conversation and talk about. Somebody said, y'all leave Larry alone with his sinuses. Yeah, if you are LRL, you already know this is my time of the year, and sometime it lasts from here to about February. Yeah, that's how that go. And then I'll be fine for the rest of the year. And this time it's not as bad. You know, usually the whole time, but it's not that bad. I am on Allegra, and I done my nose sprays. I just started for the last 2 days, which has been helping. Thank you, Bonita B, for telling everybody. Somebody said Hillsong update. He is set down and he's resigned as far as Carl Lentz had. Now, what I don't like is that I don't know if they gave him any package deals or anything, because he's really responsible for making Hillsong really a brand here in this country. So I hope they did him proper. But normally the white folk, they do like that. When they mess up like that, see, white folk don't fool up with you. You mess up, scandal, you gone. Black church, we more forgiving. You can continue to be a hoe, and we keep coming to your church. But the white folk, they do not play that sit you down, be done with you. And typically they give you a severance package and you're going about your way. Somebody said take CMOS. All right. I'll be taking that as well. Yes, I got everything sitting over here. So, yeah. Somebody said take authority over it while you're accepting it. I get what you're saying, but some of that stuff y'all be talking is absolute dumb and stupid. If I have sinus drainage, now I can say by his stripes I'm healed and declare and decree, but I got sinus drainage. No, you don't. You don't have it. Don't say you got it. It's okay. Yeah, I got it. So hence I'm gonna take sea moss, black seed oil, drink a whole lot of water, and go about my business. I don't know if that's what you meant, but that's what it sounds like right here. I'm reading right quick. No. I got sinus drainage. It's just simple as that. I ain't got no water sitting over here. And I'm gonna take this here. Somebody said Larry's a whole health store and pharmacy. Yeah, I gotta have all this stuff. We got the corona out here flying around with wings of angels, visiting people's houses here and there. I do not want the corona here. Carl got fired because she supported Biden. You know, I did think about, because Carl was big on the Black Lives Matter thing just months before he got fired. And somebody, do you think that maybe this was, let's get him out the way because he supported the Black Lives Matter thing so strong? What you think about that? I did think about that. Somebody said they saw Bishop Jackson on the live the other night. He looked fine. That's how that Cora do. They said his wife walked in there and found him dead on the floor up under the CPAP machine. So he was having some breathing problems already. Oh, I need some cayenne pepper. I done ran out. I like put cayenne pepper on everything. Put cayenne pepper on everything. Just turning up that heat in your body is good for you. Yeah, he cheated on his wife. Yeah. All right, so let's go. I'll talk with you later. Goodbye. See you. I'm not on that Parlay app. I ain't getting up there.